Hi, good morning, everyone. Nice to be here and nice to meet everyone. My name is Adeshina Ahmed Hassan. I don't know how to say good morning in Swahili, so I'm sorry, pardon me. Let's do the English part. So brief introductions. I'm a software engineer, currently working at Linux. Anybody heard of Linux? The operating system. Right, okay. So yeah, I'm working as a backend engineer, and I've been working there for, I think 3 years now. We mostly building open source systems for companies like Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Cloud Foundry, giant companies to use to manage their open source technologies. I'm here today to talk about empowering the future with Go, and then the African roles in the Go community. So you might be wondering, like, okay, why am I the right person to give this talk, right? There are a lot of great people here, especially in Kenya, people who have committed their time, resources to organizing events, technical events, bringing people together, getting people to learn, share from one another. So I'm see myself as one of those people as well, because I happen to be the lead organizer of the Gopher Nigeria. Still seen as the largest Go community in Africa, but of course, like we work with the Kenya community as well. So I'm happy to be here and just to appreciate the effort that's been put in place. But from the organizers, they've been working for months just to get these events right in place. And to our sponsors, we have a lot of great sponsors. Please interact with them in between the sessions. And of course, the host, I hope. All right. So like I said, I'm a community person. And I think my primary job is to listen to people, work with them, help them solve their problems, and then bring them together. Gophers Nigerians started in 2018, I think, by Anthony the Great. I like to say the great Anthony Alarive. He's here, but I can't see him around yet. So Anthony started the community. He's a fantastic guy. He's also one of the speakers, so you're going to be meeting him. Please talk to everyone, like we said, like the MC said. Please talk to everyone. The core reasons for being in this place is to network. Don't spend too much time on your phone. Talk to people. Use the opportunity to learn about how people are solving problems in their organizations. Even if you're a student, you are interested in Go. So talk to people, learn about how things are done in the Go community. So the Gophers Nigeria was started in 2018, and then a year after, I took over. And from there till this moment, we've been able to grow the community to where it is at now. On the meetups, we have about 2,000 members there. We have an active WhatsApp group as well. So if you're interested, you can as well reach out to me, and you'll be added to the group. All right, so we're talking today about the African role in the Go community. My first question here to everyone, this is meant to be an interactive session. So how many of us are interested in open source? Not seeing a lot. Open source, okay. Well, I would speak for you. I would say everyone here is interested in open source. Right, the fact that you left your house to be here today, to talk to people, to learn about how people are doing things, to share how you're currently doing things in the Go domain, speaks that you are contributing to the community. So it doesn't have to be in the form of pushing code to the GitHub or GitLab. It can be in any form. It can be as simple as moving this chair to that place, just helping out, right? So why am I saying this is because I get approached by a lot of people saying that they want to be involved in the community work as well, but they have no idea of where to start from. And probably they're just learning the programming language itself, like Go. They're just enthusiasts. They're not experienced yet. So my advice to them is like, okay, why don't you start from your local community? Then the reactions will be sometimes, oh, we don't have any local community. So there is none to join. So that is a no answer for me. If there is no local community, you should be out there building one. When they started the one in Kenya, there wasn't any Go community. I think it was like the Android community thing. But they saw the need. They saw that people were interested in learning Go programming language. So people started a community, and from there they promoted it to where it is right now. It's the same tactics we use in Nigeria. It's the same tactics that is being used in Cairo. It's the same tactics in South Africa and Ghana as well. So why Go programming language? I started my journey as a software engineer, I think with JavaScript as a front-end engineer. I hated it. I think it's a personal take, but I just hate anything that has to do with the UI thing. I don't enjoy it. How many of us are back-end engineers? Oh, okay. Pretty much everyone. Okay. So I enjoy system optimization. I mean, solving challenges that has to do with system optimization, distributed system, and of course the community work. So Go programming language is a language that was created by Google back in 2009. What was the problem? What was the problem, the challenge that they were trying to solve? It's simple. They wanted a language that is pretty fast. At the same time, it's modern enough for people to be interested in. And when you're talking about a language being modern, I mean it's simple, it's very readable, it's very modular, it's very maintainable, it's very robust, scalable. So these are the qualities that they were looking for when they Rob Pike, Rox, and the other guys came up with Go. So I'm not going to dive into the key features. I believe we are all familiar with the key features of Go. Talking about simplicity, then that's Go. Talking about concurrency, like excellent concurrency and performance. So why were they looking for a language that could solve all these problems for them? The answer is simple. They're looking to build a future language, a language that will empower the cloud. So Go shines in the cloud. If you're looking for a language that's going to save you money, right? That's going to execute way faster than any other programming languages or any compiled binaries you have out there in the cloud, Go is your answer. So that is one of the reasons why, or the core reasons why they came up with Go, is to solve that problems. They wanted a language that has all these benefits that I mentioned earlier. So let's talk about the potentials of Go to be the catalyst of economic growth in Africa. How many companies do we know in Kenya, local companies that are using Go? Like anybody, it's like I'm not getting an answer here. Do you have an idea of companies that are based in Kenya that are using Go? You know a few. Okay. All right, awesome. There are many of them in Kenya. There are many of them in Nigeria. There are many of them in South Africa. In Nigeria, we have Jumia. Anybody knows the great Jumia, right? So from what I recall, the first versions of of Jumia Food, is it Jumia Food or Jumia Eat, is built with Go. Also, before I joined the Linux, I was working at Sterling Bank of Nigeria. It's one of the leading banks in Nigeria. And I can recall us rewriting the interface between the core banking and the UI in Go. It was initially written in .NET, and then we had to write it in Go. The result was excellent. So we have a lot of companies in Africa that are using Go programming languages. Also, we have a lot of startups that are just rising up. API Toolkit by Anthony is I think is one of them. Many parts of it are written in Go. So you have a lot of startups that are also using Go programming language. So why Go? That's the question. It's like, why not PHP? Why not JavaScript? Why not Java? Right? I mean, I'm not saying that why not building a specific product or service in PHP? Why have you chosen Go? My question is like, why are we gathering here to talk about Go? We gathered here today to talk about Go because of, first of all, is the community driven. If you look at a lot of communities out there in the tech ecosystem, the JavaScript ecosystem is quite big. The PHP ecosystem is quite big as well. But when you look at Go community, you will notice that there are a few things that are not present or they cannot be found in other communities. And what is that? Go engineers are known to be very humble. Is that correct? Yeah, we're known to be very humble, honestly. Maybe a bit geeky, but we're known to be very humble. We're known to be very friendly, welcoming, right? These are like, the principles that the Go community or the Go bridge have kind of like inculcated into the community, or we see them as the standard or the guides that you need to follow. If you want to be part of the community, you need to be able to respect all these rules that have been set. You need to be very friendly. Go community is not to be very friendly. So when someone needs help, they reach out to you. Please be friendly with them. Be welcoming. Try to listen to them. See how you can help. It could be technical problem. It could be a problem that is not technical. Just like they want to be part of the community as well. So how that turns out depends on how you reply or you respond to them. So, community-driven is one of the great things about community-driven with great attitude is one of the standards that we try to promote in the Go community. Also, why Go stand out is the language being a cross-platform compatibility. When you look at there are a lot of languages like C. When you write it, when you compile, you could pretty much run it everywhere, right? But we're talking about the size, the performance of that binary. Go stands out here, and that is why the Go teams invested the resources to get the language to where it is right now. It's never going to be deprecated, from my own opinion. It seems to be a language that is here to stay forever. So, cross-compatibility of Go. So, and also you're talking about interoperability. Sorry, interoperability. That's the word. One of the best language out there that seems to integrate excellently with other programming language without having to write too much code is Go programming language. So, the integrations or the interactions of Go with C, that's why we have the C Go. With a few other languages that I can recall, it's quite easy and smooth. So if you're familiar with a language that is not Go, but you want Go to be able to work with this language, maybe share a few resources, share information, then you will not have any big problem at all. And these are one of the issues that the Go community is also trying to solve by ensuring that the Go is able to integrate well with pretty much all the existing programming language. So, Go impact in Africa. There are a lot of case studies that's been carried out, right, about companies rewriting their services, rewriting their tools in Go programming languages. Does anybody know any, I would say maybe the most popular DevOps tools that is written in Go? Awesome, Docker. Kubernetes, right? You have lots of great tools that you interact with on the day-to-day basis. You may not be aware that those languages, those tools, or those services are written in Go. But a lot of them, especially the ones that has to do with getting your services or applications into the cloud, they're pretty much written in Go. So this tells us one thing, which is like the Go programming language is the language of cloud, right? And it is the future, if you look at it, because the cloud is the future, right? So if you're not sure about if you're just starting out, maybe you're just like learning the language and you're still not very confident if this is the right language for you, I'm telling you that this is the future. This is the future of cloud computing. So, and you picking the language is never going to be a wrong choice. Social impact. So we've talked about a few case studies about Go. Like I said, Go is pretty much adopted at startup enterprises level, startup level. A lot of startups in Nigeria, of course, also in London. These startups are founded by Africans. So I'm going to base my talk around African innovation. So why are they choosing Go, right? One of the reasons why they're choosing Go is like they want to be able to build a service that is pretty much maintainable, right? So when any engineers leave, it's easy to find someone else to come in and just dive into the code without having to ask too much questions. So if you're looking for language that will give you this feature, Go is number one. You're also looking at a language that will save you cost, right? Go is pretty fast. Like if you look at it, and the way it interacts with other technologies like database or other tools out there is also very, very decent and very fast. So it saves you a lot of money. If you're writing CMD tools, you see, I think one of the major CMD tools that is written in Go is like the GitHub CLI. Anybody use GitHub CLI? Right. It's written in Go. And one of the reasons why they picked the language also is because of its speed. So it's pretty much fast. It's easy to, because the GitHub CLI tool is actually very, very, very big. So they wanted a language that would, they can use to rewrite it in and will be very maintainable. Also very modular. Like I said, the GitHub CLI 2 is not just like a CLI. It also has Copilot in it. It has a lot of services behind it, though. So they wanted a language that is able to expose the SDK to the outside world and also serve as the the user and also serves the customer interaction part, which is the CLI part. So Go was the perfect language for this. So we're also talking about the social impact. The impact of Go to be used to create solutions to address social environment challenges in Africa. Like I said earlier, a lot of startups in Africa or based outside the continent, in Europe, in the United States, the number one choice when they think about building a product that's meant to serve the community or to serve millions or thousands of millions of people, the number one choice these days, I mean, because you're thinking about a lot of things. You're thinking about cost, saving cost. You're thinking about the ease of finding engineers. So the first choice that comes to mind is Go. And like I said, you have to consider all these things when you are choosing the language. You have to consider how easy it is for you to find the engineers, how easy it is for you to manage the fund that you have. So that's one of the key points for social impact. So I have a few questions here that I'm just going to throw out, and then we'll see how we best understand the challenges that we're currently facing in Africa. So, does anybody know the biggest challenges that we face, that African software engineers face? It doesn't have anything to do with Go, like the biggest challenges. Okay, so let's take it to the Go path, because since we're all here for Go, the biggest challenges that Go engineers are facing in Africa right now. Okay, no answer? Yeah. Job opportunities. Thank you so much. Job opportunities is the major challenges, right? And if you think about it, it's also affecting other communities like JavaScript, but the Go community is still very tiny. It's growing, of course, fast growing, but we still have a lot of problems that we need to attend to. When we started the Go for Nigeria back in 2018, we had about just 5 to 10 engineers, Go engineers in the whole country that are very well known. And we had to do the job of preaching this language to a lot of companies. I preached this language to the bank I was working at, which is the Sterling Bank at the time. A lot of guys did the part as well. And we started having consistent meetups. With all those efforts, a year after, we started seeing a lot of people coming joining the community, learning the language, building open source technologies, building those that are founders. They started writing some of their key products in Go programming language. And before you know it, by 2020, the first mini kind of conference that we had the room was full of people, a lot of people. I was very surprised. And when you see a lot of people gaining interest in the language, it also means that companies will start hiring more people, right? If I start a company today and I decide to use the Go programming language, it makes sense to only hire Go engineers, right? And with that, I'm creating jobs for the community. I'm creating jobs for people. So, number one challenges that are faced by Go engineers in Africa, right, is the job opportunity. So how can we solve that problem? We can solve the problem by empowering our community. So almost every one of us has a role to play. If you're not an open source enthusiast, this is the time to start building that interest. By you being part of the community also means you're helping companies to gain the awareness around Go. You're helping other engineers to get to know more about the language, and that means we are spreading the word. And when we do spread the word, it means we are telling everyone oh, you know what? If you're trying to get started with building any product, the best language for you to pick out is Go. And when they do that, that means you have a lot of companies hiring out there. And when they hire, the end result comes to us. So job opportunity will be solved in that way. I'm not saying it's going to be fully solved, but at least when the community is bigger, people start learning about the language. It's also going to create a lot of job opportunities. And it's also going to put you out there as a community personnel. So I can speak of a lot of people that we have in our community that have managed to get a lot of because they put themselves out there, right? By being one of the co-organizers of many events or meetups, when the opportunity came to say, okay, recommend a few engineers that like they are very good and they can do this thing and they can help us build this product, and they are go engineers. We didn't hesitate to nominate those people. That is because they were very known in the community. They've been part of it from day one. And when the opportunity came, they were able to benefit from it. So the job opportunity can be resolved by you being part of the community, promoting the Go programming language, by maybe it could be through writing as well, through blogging. It could be through creating open source technologies, pushing to GitHubs, sharing your ideas with others. So that's the first part. The second question is, how can Go help address these challenges? We've talked about the bigger problems, which is finding jobs, right? So how can Go help us address these challenges? Before I talk about that point, I would like to explore the last part first, which is what are your aspirations for the future of Go programming language in Africa? Can anybody tell me what this is the first conference we are having, the first Go conference in Africa, and there's so much work that was put in place to actualize this event. So from next year onward, where do we expect the community to be? What are the future plans, right? First of all, this event was put up with the effort from a lot of people from different communities. From Nigeria, David is one of them. Ireland is one of them. I think a few other guys too from South Africa, and a lot of people from Kenya, right? So that was a very great a deal for the community. Next year, the aspiration is that we want to be able to have more sponsors. We want to be able to have more people, students, professionals, software engineers, people who are coming from other programming language, but they're interested in learning Go, or they just want to come and learn about how the Go engineers solve problems using the language. So these are the plans. These are the things that we're looking forward to do or to actualize in the next event. So we can only do this by not letting the effort that was put into such an event like this one. And that by next time we're planning this event, we have the resources from a lot of people. Yeah, sorry, I'm running out of time. Very close. Okay, the features of Go in Africa. Like I said, if you are an experienced Go engineers, there are a lot of places you can come in. The educations and training. We have people that are writing blogs, so please. If you don't need to be a very experienced engineer to start blogging about your experience or about your journey. So be part of it. Release training materials out to people. That if you post it in the community, you see a lot of people that will even help you to promote it on social media. So write. The more you write, the more you learn about the language. And of course, you're also putting yourself out there for job opportunities, for exposure, just exposure's sake. It's not all about job opportunities. Sometimes the benefit of being known that, oh yeah, this person is actually an experienced or an expert in the Go domain comes with a lot of benefits, like getting a free invite to events outside the continent. A lot of great benefits. So I would say education and training, collaborations with global community. So in the community in Nigeria, we've managed to bridge the gap between our community with a lot of community outside the continent, like the Go Bridge, and also the Arden Labs, which is run by Bill Kennedy. So these are the things you can also, if you're a community person these are the things like where you can start from, right? It's very difficult to find, to collaborate with people outside the continent, but by putting in the work, right, reaching out to the right people, even from your community first, and then letting those people speak for you, you'll be able to gain a lot of connections and exposure that's going to help your community. So if you're just starting out and you find it very difficult to find speakers, you find it difficult to find resources or maybe space, you're never alone. There are a lot of communities out there going through the same thing. So what I would advise is that work with people who have done that before, work with people who are interested in helping people putting up such events like startups. You have Paystack, you have iHub, you have a lot of communities here. You can work with them, trying to set up your own local community. And from there, you can connect with the outside world, and the benefit is very large. So government support. Also, one of the things that we need to work on in Africa is like getting government support for the Go community. So what do I mean by government support? If you look at the adoptions of Go programming language at the government level, on the government domain, is not very strong yet. So if you happen to be working in the government, in any of the government parastatal, this is like the opportunity for you to talk to them. We did that in Nigeria and it was successful. We have a lot of government services, websites, backend services, that are written in Go. And with that, they were able to hire a lot of people, right? And that created a lot of job opportunities. So you can do the same thing in your own community. If it's just starting out, you can do the same thing. So if you have connection with the government personnel, talk to them about the language. Talk to them how it can help them save money. Talk to them how fast, resilient, and robust it is. And like I tell you, the end result is to improve the job opportunity and also improve the awareness of Go programming language. Okay, call to actions. That's like the last piece of this talk. The community building, right? Yeah, I keep mentioning the community building because that's like the theme of this session. We need to ensure that we are always. We need to be consistent with our meetups. So if your community hosts monthly meetups, one of the great ways to bring people together and ensure that the community remains stronger and more powerful is that you ensure the meetups are being consistent. So if it is weekly, be consistent with it. If you can't handle weekly meetups, do monthly, right? Have people from different companies to sponsor the event. Write to people. So if your community, if you're one of the organizers or you're the organizer, write to companies that you think like can sponsor the event and try to be consistent with it, right? People get bored or demotivated when they don't have a very consistent track towards the goal that they are pursuing. So I would say if you're organizing, be consistent with it. If you are attending those events and you're interested in this language, the only way to be better is to be consistent with those events. That is the best way to learn about the challenges that people are facing, are solving, and you can learn from them. You can as well share yours. The way you think about solutions sometimes may not be the perfect way, but by talking to people, by leaving your house, talking to people, getting their opinions on how you currently solve problems, right, that's going to shape your understandings about the overall challenge. So be consistent with community or meetups organizing, and also be consistent with attending those events. Innovation and entrepreneurship, right? So if you have an idea, it could be like open source tools, write it in Go, push it out there, right? That's how you innovate. That's how you get people to learn about yourself. That's how you get people to learn about what Go can do, right? And that's you putting yourself out there for job opportunities, for awareness, for a lot of things. Global impact. You have a lot of open source technologies, right? You have a lot of open source technologies. Like I said, Kubernetes, Docker, it's a lot of these tools. They are written in Go. So also partake in it. It could be as simple as just like, maybe like correcting the documentations or the README file on the GitHub, clone those repositories, read through them, partake, share your own ideas, how they can improve things, what else? Also, submit for talks, right? Like we had a lot of great speakers today that are going to be speaking today and tomorrow. So you also putting yourself out there, writing blogs, submitting for talks like this, be part of conferences, either within the continent or outside the continent. Also put yourself out there. This is the way that we can take the language from where it is currently and the community from where it is currently to a greater place. And I hope that by next year, the event will be much bigger and it will gain a lot of more sponsorship from great companies and from great experienced expert engineers, and that the goal is that by then we would have communities, a lot of communities from Africa, South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, coming together to actually put up one of the greatest Go event conference. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk about how the future of Go in Africa can be improved, where it's currently at and where we want it to be henceforth. So thank you so much, and yeah.